Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another screencast of Biggest Mistakes on a College Application. Today, we're going to do Cal State Apply application, and look what I'm highlighting. The ID number. You need to make sure that you are on top of your ID number. So make sure to know that, and this is your powerhouse of information. There's a help center to give you information, to contact the people unless something happens. Here, you could also edit like, hey, did you forget to put your legal name? Correct email address, right? Your contact information. So just know that you have that feature here and to make sure to use it. Now, another mistake people tend to do for the Cal State Apply is not look at all the 23 Cal States. There are so many wonderful ones. Make sure to look at your service area, one that's close to you. For us, that would be San Francisco State University, because the admissions process is different. It is similar at some schools for like the newer schools like CSU Bakersfield or CSU Channel Islands. But also do know that there are some campuses, like if I type in San Jose State University, they are one of the campuses that met my major. So you want to be careful as you're selecting a major. Number one, pick a major that you love. Number two, do know that some majors are more competitive than others. Like historically, at San Jose State, animation is really a challenge. But if you're going to be the next Pixar, apply to it because you may get in. Other schools are like San Diego, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. But also just look at one thing about when you're looking at the different schools. Look, if I just take off San Jose named as part, there's so many other ones. So make sure to look around. Have that challenge, that possible, not likely school. But do know that when you do apply to all the CSUs, it is $70 each, but no extra work. All right, let's look at personal information. What's the biggest mistake that people do make over here? Well, one thing is if you are a private school student, you do not take the CAASPP. So you can click on I did not attend a high school in California. Oh, here's that keyword. Or did not complete this assessment. So just make sure that you click off that box there. Why is citizenship and residency so important? Do you really want to pay that out-of-state tuition? No. So make sure you claim your California residency. It's okay if you weren't born here, as long as you were here for 3 years during your high school time frame. And because a lot of you guys are going to be dependent on your parents, even if you're paying your own tuition, please make sure that it indicates that your parents, it could just be one of them, and that's fine, that they have claimed California residency for 3 years, right? They don't have to be a U.S. citizen. California residency is that you've been in California paying all your taxes and all that's good for 3 years. Now, this financial information, really important. Why? Because one, if you're applying for a fee waiver, no grant for 4 UCs for free, or if you are also applying for the EOP program, the Education Opportunity Program, they're going to use information. Now look at the 1040-2019 for us. This is the AGI. So you really definitely want to look at what that is. That is going to be a different amount for untaxed. A lot of families usually have it zero, but that may be different. Maybe your family gets SSI, so security benefits, right? Or like child support. Look at your, you look at your tax form. This is not on taxes. This is not information that you would get on the W-2 form. So just keep that in mind too. Okay. All right. And then also, this is other information important about housing, but don't assume they're going to give you the housing information. Remember, it's public school, so it's really important to keep that in mind. Okay, so let's go back here and let's look at academic history. So biggest mistake students make, not putting the correct year. All their high schools, colleges do not go here. It goes down here. So please make sure that you put that information, get the correct graduation rate, not rate, date. Are you listening? That was just a test. That's just a test, right? So also make sure you put down the correct colleges. If for you taking concurrent enrollment. Now, if for you taking AP classes, that's not what you put in here. That's not what you put in here. Now, this is where I still have been waiting for people to get this right, because a lot of times students don't look at the A to G list. What's an A to G list? Okay, again, all you have to do is UC A to G list. Look, you don't even have to memorize it, right? And then you click on here. Right, here we go, here we go. You put in your name. I like just putting Ignatius on there. It just makes it a lot quicker. And then here's the list. So you literally want to copy what is on your transcript that matches here. Now notice, only these guys here with the honors get the honors credit. So for example, if I go to here, English 103, I don't get the honors credit. You got to honor that. You can't manipulate the information. Notice they just say English 303, English 420. So you have to put the titles exactly the way it is. Because one thing a lot of students notice, like the honors United States history, look how it's different, right? So it really is computer linked. Like the coding is with the name. So one of the things is that you want to make sure is you want to allow to auto-populate. What is auto-populate? So if I wanted to add a course down here, right? If I go English, oh, do you see how I did that? So just do less. Sometimes if you just do a few words on there, right, it'll auto-populate. So you really want to make sure that you take care of that on there. And then here for senior courses, yes, enter all your A to G. Make sure it says in progress and plan, and it's on your transcript. Just look at historical grades or the courses on PowerSchool. You'll be solid there. This would also auto-populate. So don't try to manipulate this information. So this information is definitely on there. A lot of times students are typing in U.S. government, then honors at the end. Again, honors populate. And don't forget, we have some new A to G courses like Telling Stories, Faith, Film, and Fiction, Introduction to Sports Medicine, yay. And if you're only taking for one semester, you put in progress and then no grade, right? And then the opposite way, like if you're taking U.S. government, race, gender, and power, no grade, and then plant, okay? So this is how you would put those courses. 11th grade, remember everyone has foundations of ethics. I know on your transcript it says RL S3. You're going to do what's on the, remember, A to G list, right? And one thing is that sometimes students forget when they're looking at the A to G list, especially for our amazing dancers out there. You're all amazing. You know that, right? Look at these abbreviations. You just got to click on that. So these will also count as well too. So as long as it has this title, this, or this, it's A to G. And that means good news for you, right? So make sure to put in all these courses. And then I do know some of you guys, most of you started maybe the quarter U.S. histories. Remember, it's all about semester grade, not quarter grades. Now in 10th grade, you just want to make sure that you put in all the courses. Yes, all that's on there, whether it has an asterisk next to it or not. But keep in mind, your transcript and say, well, just multimedia design 1A. Yes, you are. And they will understand that if you just put one letter grade here, that is just for one semester. Why can't you put it separately? Well, because that's how it was written. Remember, we have to follow the A to G list. That's kind of like the rule of the law over here. And then notice like here, like I mentioned again, there's no honors credit. It's okay, but it shows you have some rigor. Now notice I put summer school in a separate area. So you do have to indicate it separately here. Now one big mistake that sometimes students do in the CSU application is they don't put their algebra or one higher or their language courses in middle school because they're like, well, I can't put in middle school in here. I know you don't. Unless you want to read the guidebook, it's in there. You just put St. Ignatius, put the and then you would put the year. I know it's the same year, but if you indicate here 8th or 7th, this is their instructions. They'll understand it's middle school. And yes, you'll get A to G credit. Don't believe me? Okay, well, let's go to the next section to see. But before we do that, just for those wonderful students who took some community college courses, again, you want to try to make sure it's the exact same thing on your transcript from the college. And if you need help about what subject it's linked to, just contact your college counselor. We are so happy to help. And remember, it's called credit for the colleges, and then they'll help you with your grade. Okay, and that's what the CSS grade is usually the grade here where you get credit for. Okay, A to G matching. Big mistake. Click on this update. Please click on that update. And then what you're going to do is make sure all these letters correlate with the number over there, right? So that's one thing you do. A lot of times when you add in a course, this will be blank. Well, Spanish, we know it's a world language. It's an E. So we put that in there. And that's how the system calculates your GPA. And remember, the GPA is based on only 10th and 11th grade. So a lot of you guys may say, oh, why doesn't it exactly match? Well, are you looking at cumulative? And if you are looking at PowerSchool is a guide and it's only SI courses, not all your courses. And then remember, they're not looking at the test. If you do submit some tests, they'll only use it for placement after you matriculate, after you enroll in the school. Last things just kind of to look at, we're almost there. See, not too bad. Supporting documentation. So, they're all going to ask everyone to apply for the EOP. So you could see if you want that educational support program, but do know it's based on students who meet that low income criteria. And yes, they are looking at your experiences. Have you done other different programs? Module students can put how many years they participated in the programs. Did you have a job, babysitting? That counts. Extracurricular, don't forget about your home responsibilities. These are just examples. And do you have any leadership role? If you're tutoring that younger sibling or taking care of family, that is a leadership role. Okay, so this is what they're using to help since they're not using testing this year. Okay, and then guess what? You press submit. You can submit them all at one time. You see when it's complete, you do a drum roll, and then you say, congratulations, congratulations. Follow up with the portals with each application. Each system's different. Check on it once a week, and congratulations, congratulations. Hope this was helpful. Have an amazing day. You deserve it.